All right. I was fixing the screen there. We are live. We are live. Let me know if you guys can hear me good. Type in the chat. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, there we go. Hope everyone's doing well. We're live. Gonna get started here. Looks like gold is getting ready to drop. Potentially from the looks of it here. Let me know if you guys can hear me good. Good morning, good morning. It's 1 o'clock. Well, past 1 o'clock in the morning right now. 1:30 in the morning. Gold's looking like it wants to come down. Right now we have a bearish candle dropping. And yeah, we have some bearish momentum currently. We just had a 4-hour rejection candlestick come out pretty much like around 45.50. I'm not like going over the strategy so much right now. I'm doing analysis. So for those of you guys that understand the strategy, right, I'm not doing training right now, just analyzing some things. You can see rejection candle at 45.50 there, which is like a previous support level. I mean, let's see 45.50 in the past. You can see reaction there. Some price action, some sells. But yeah, it's looking like we got a nice like 4-hour rejection candle there coming in on gold. Now we have that bearish momentum on this candle. You can see market stayed up here for a while. It even spiked above 45.50, came back down, closed bearish. Now this candlestick's dropping. Looking like we might want to come back down to 4,500 potentially. Looking like we could come back down to, yeah, like the 45 even. Test the low. We made some support here. So if you look at daily right now, and then you go to the line chart. So you have this right here on the daily. You can see I'm on the daily time frame right now. When you look at the candlesticks, you could see it on the candlesticks too. Like you have that green candle there. We broke down. We pushed up into that area. So daily came into a nice area of resistance, support turning into resistance here. You can see. We did spike above that. Flipping back down. So potentially could like drop back down to the low, like come back to test the low. Come back near to test that low on gold, which is around 4,500. Or if it's bearish, still break it. Like if the dollar is really strong, it would break it and make a lower low. But I'm seeing at least probably coming back to test the low first. The low could potentially bounce. Like you could bounce off the low. If you come back and test that area, you could make a bounce off of it or a reversal. So for bullish, it could be an area to watch to get like either a bounce or potentially a reversal. Reversal would be dollar weakness. If dollar is weak, starts dropping, looks more weak, like a reversal comes in on the dollar, that would be gold trying to go up, potentially reverse. That low, I could potentially see us coming back to that low, retesting that low on gold. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna come down more probably the next day or two. It's a slower season. May, June months trending. I mean, gold's been weaker down the last couple of months. We've just been so far now. We'll see, like June's around the corner. Last couple of months, 4,500, $4,400. Yeah, ever since like the crash, we had like that crash on gold that rallied things down, and now like end of March, all of April, now May. So yeah, like on the daily time frame too, it's like interesting where gold is. We had this like reversal here, and when you look at price, there was a lot, like March was a crazy month for gold. It was just dropping. Since that drop, there's been like equal price action. Good sells, good buys. It hasn't been like, you're not seeing a super trend like this or like this. So when you look at, now June's around the corner. If price just keeps staying in this range, like if we just like if we don't go down, like we don't break so much lower, like look how price has been trading since here. It's back now. It came here again. We have like resistance up here, resistance up here, resistance up here. I think we'll see another rally back to 5K, probably like 5,100. I think gold's gonna like try to find a rally back to 5K. The price has been pretty slow, like not slow, but like if you look at what it's been doing these months now, I think it's building up for something. It's summer months, so summer months can maybe even range, go sideways. We've talked about it on streams like last year. You go look at like April, May, June, July last year. Well, here's April to June. If we go to July and even August. Look at gold. This is a period of gold last year. If you look at the price action, you had a support all here. You had a resistance like all here. I mean, as time goes on, it's something I've thought about, because like last year in April, May, June, July, you can see how gold was pretty sideways, pretty much like building up. It's not like it was falling here or rising here in price. If you were trading in April and then you were trading in July, you were relatively at the same price, right? Like it's like the price didn't change so significantly from where it was here to where it was here, where it was here, where it was here, right? Before rallying up. So if there's going to be one more rally, it's probably going to look like something that looked like last year. Maybe even the timing around it too. Maybe closer to August, September. Might be something like that. Price is like shaping up like last year. All right, last 2 years even. Like last 2 years there was same thing. Last 2 years. I think last 3 years, but like April. Here's April till like where's July, August. Like if you look at those months, these months here, and you consider the time, price stayed there. Like April's here, you have May, June, July. If you were to compare price here, months later, you know, like there's some higher prices, lower prices, right? So yeah, like pay attention to gold these next few months because like here, lower. If it stays in a confined range, we might get like another rally on it, and that could be something to just prepare for later on. I mean, watch out for it. It's not like you don't have to chase price all the time. It could try to find lower prices and stay in like this range, or it's like if we look at this thing in 2 months and it's like still in here trading, it's like price hasn't even really changed much. A lot of stuff happened. We look at gold like a month or two from now, and it looks more like last year. Last year you can see is for a while. And then ended up breaking out to the upside. Well, yeah, it's not like the low, like it found, like you can see here, it swept down. It found some buys. They created support, created resistance. You can see like the price didn't change significantly, right? I mean, when you look at the chart, you're already building that up, that potential liquidity over time, right? If it stays like if it just stays like more neutral, controlled for the next few months, you'd already potentially be like building that up. And then like if it stays above this low even for the next months, I'd expect like another rally similar to like last year. I think that's gonna come later on, and I'm like chilling, waiting for that too. I think that's gonna come later on in the summertime, July, August, a couple months from now. Because yeah, like after March dropped, everyone was pretty bearish on gold, and still a lot of people are. After the March drop, but you look at the March drop, and it's like, okay, it rebounded pretty quickly. Like we crashed down. Since then, there hasn't been so much extensive. Like there's been some bearish moves, good bearish moves. I don't think the price is gonna crash like this necessarily again, especially in like later coming months with what I just explained. Yeah, it looks like this 4 hour, what do we got, like 10 minutes left, probably gonna close bearish. Next one could potentially pull up, come down. I'm on Forex.com right now. I think we'll see most likely a move down to 45 here based on like the 4 hour time frame. It already broke under here, retested. Personally, not looking for buys yet. Just want to stay patient. Sells could still happen. We could still push down potentially to 4,500. This 4 hour was bearish. Next 4 hours dropping. Remember that happened at 45.50 as well. If you're on the charts, could have been a trade you caught. If you know the strategy, if you know gold techniques, if you understand gold. Buys, you'd have to wait for it to come like back to the low, like retest the low where we moved from. I think personally, like if you're waiting for buys, it's like seeing if we can come back and test the low. Pretty much like accumulated around there. Like if you look at what price did there. Oh, we got like a nice shift out. We made this low and we shifted out. And this morning there was a nice sell on gold, and then that turned into just a continuation and we pushed up higher. So we had like a good structural shift here in the market. You can pretty much see like a head and shoulders formation. Inverted though. Like the market reversed down here. And pushed up. So like this could be a strong low that was formed. It could be potentially a strong low because of what happened down here, how it reversed. We have a good low set for price. It could try to revisit that low, stay above it. It is a good low that's set that could turn into something like this if the market structure holds that low. But yeah, we had like an inverted, this is an inverted head and shoulders here. Like you can see accumulation did happen here. Price shifted up. Pretty high up. Like you could look for buys up here, but you have to be like, they're not always going to stick. There could be entries when you're high up like this. But you'd have to be prepared for like small reactions, and it could go down, and then small reactions, it could go down. Like the buys up here and the ones you want to be chasing. And you see there was like a buy up here. Break and retest. It went up but came down really. It'd be better to wait, let it do its thing for a bit, see if it could retest 4,500. See how price develops around there. If we get down to 4,500, or again the low that we made. Yeah, it's looking like 4 hour right now bearish. Like we could potentially make our way down there. Yeah, we had a nice breakout today on gold. Like this broke out. There was a good sell today. Like coming into New York session. So gold, like right here, good sell. And this is a point like where with what price is doing, like you have to understand it can shift up. Like I took a sell on gold today in New York session, knowing where price was and knowing like if it goes up, it's a shift, right? From here, something like that. Like if it's a situation like this and price is where it is, it's like okay, sells could happen here, could come down, could continue. But if it breaks here, then a shift is happening, right? So I took sells this morning. I sent a signal. I've had some losses here and there. Happens. $4,500 was the price. I'm gonna break that down in a little minute. But price, like when I'm here looking at the chart, before I even sent this signal, I understand like this is in a spot where if this trade doesn't work, it means it's shifting up. It's probably going for continuations. And you had 4,500 though, so like coming right into New York session, $4,500. That's a whole number, psychological level. You look at the 1 hour, there was a rejection candle. So boom, right here, this candlestick starts rejecting that level. There's a high like this same setup already happened, so it was like also okay. Like this was really the first trade. Sometimes the first entry is the best. Like you can get the same entry again, but I think a lot of times the first entry is the best one. This comes back to 4,500, but it's at a point where it's like if this doesn't work, if this trade doesn't work here, let's just say if it goes up, that means something. That means okay, a shift is happening here. This sell ended up hitting. This was a good trade that ended up hitting on gold. You can see here the entries right around $4,500. It made a big move. It dropped almost 400 pips. Dropped like 330, exactly like 330 pips is what it ended up dropping. Before reversing back up, before actually making that shift that it could have happened here. This trade that I took today, it could have just went up. And then that would have meant, okay, a shift is happening. But what it did, right, what it ended up doing, when you look, okay, we had like a bit of rejection around $4,500. You can see this morning. Early coming into New York session, like early New York session. London session was pushing up. This was early coming into New York session. What it ended up doing was actually like you got this area here, which is interesting. Like the price, how it reacted, it came down quick, and technically it retested the low. Like if you look at what happened there, it comes back and like retests this low, right? 30-minute hit this area right here. Like when you look at the 30-minute chart, the area that it traded into, so it tells you like, okay, some bullish controls came in here because how fast it even reacted in this area. On the 4-hour, it came back into the low. It shows you, okay, this move, maybe not random, right? In the sense of like now where gold is trying to go. Because it was dropping. It had a lot of bearish momentum before that, and boom, shifts. So ideally now it's like I want that pullback now. That's what I want. Right now when the chart's like this, I want that pullback, really. I want the market to pull back in this type of point. Like I'm thinking there sells could happen. Like it ended up going higher up. Same pullbacks happening. Like same pullbacks happening right now. So it's like we're getting like potentially that pullback. I think that like what I wanted from like earlier, because earlier it's like I was selling here. Sells were great. But then it's how fast it shifted, how quick that shift happened, and what it took out. It took out these highs as well. It's like it's interesting where gold's at. I think it could be trying to pull back to set up for a buy. It's like when you're at this point, if we go replay mode, like if we're here, we're right here, right? Let's just say I'm on replay mode right now on trading view. So right here, what do you want? Right here, I would want the market literally to come back like into here. If this was the chart right now, I'd be waiting for, I'm saying let's wait for a pullback, right? Continuations. So that's what the chart looked like earlier. And there was a fast shift. Remember, this shift was fast. Came down, was looking like good. If it was going to make continuations, let's say we were going to make a lower low, it could have done it there. If we were going to make a lower low, it could have done it there, but it didn't, right? So you got that shift up. In my eyes, you got that shift up on price. Happened like this morning in New York session. Fast candle, engulfing candle, pretty much like half, almost, we just came down to what, 45.18. That's what I like. from what the chart did, I want that pullback. And I mean, it could still happen, right? When you're looking at gold. Is here the best place to be buying? I mean, there's some support candles right here to the left where I just marked on the 1 hour. 4 hour, no. Right here. So it's like, if price is gonna keep going bullish, you're either gonna hold this area, which is like a minor, more of like an intermediate support area, I would say, or come down potentially for the bigger retest. But yeah, when you look at the chart earlier, it's like that's in this situation, that's what I would want. It's like I want this to pull back to look for continuations. Personally. Didn't give that. That would have been, if this came down, that would have been interesting, but it hasn't yet. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day we see, but for now, four hour to me looks still like more bearish in a way. Like it could try to continue more. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's pretty high up at the moment. Yeah, you have two areas. There's like a support here, and then 4,500. There's like a minor area, which is like 45.25 right now. So I would consider this more of like a minor support. You can see these candles that are holding right now. There's a minor support here. And you got to remember, gold shifted out here. It's shifted out here. So it could try to even hold itself. At 45.25, you have like a minor support. I want to see if we can come back to 4,500. Yeah, there was a nice reaction on 45.25. Wick down. Interesting. How's silver looking? Still looks kind of bearish too. No, I'm not in any setups. I went for a sell. New York session was a big trade. Literally right at 4,500. Now, like, my plan was to wait for 4,500 again, see if it comes back to it. I'm probably not gonna send any trades until maybe we come back to 4,500. Right now, I'll watch price for a bit because like 4 hour does look interesting. Like it could still have some bearish momentum to it. Don't want to be taking buys up here. It already reacted off of 45.25. I mean, that could be a minor level if it tries to come back to 45.25. Potentially trying to see if that holds. Could be a minor level. If 45.25 doesn't hold, then waiting for 4,500. Hype. Okay. Let's see some prices. Yeah, when it comes to zones, I like to confirm and wait for rejection candles before entering. That's why I'll do multiple positions too. Like I won't always enter a full position right when it hits the zone. That's one way we've been training, and one way I've been trained some of you guys that are my students for a while now. Like for instance, when you see things like this, when you see like trades like this, for instance, all these trades aren't entered at once, right? One position might be entered when the market hits the zone. Another position might be entered maybe sometime later. It's not like entering all these trades at once. When the market, if I have a zone that I'm waiting for and I see some confirmation or pattern or rejection around it, I'll scale into the trade. I'll put one entry. So I'll break down a position. If I'm going to trade with 2 standard lots, let's say I'm going to put 2 lots on a trade on gold, or even if I'm going to put 1 lot, I'm not going to put it just one. I'm not just going to put 1 trade, 1 lot. I'll spread that. I'll enter some 005s. You know, when the market's in my zone, I'll enter an 005. I'll enter maybe another 0.1. I'm not entering the standard lot just right away at one full price. I'll spread it out, or whatever the position size is, when it gets to a zone, seeing how it reacts. And if I see like more full confirmation, I'll enter more. Like I'll get that position size up if I see like more confirmation, see price reacting. If something happens when I'm in the trade too, like so for example this morning, gold here, there's a rejection candle happening and I had some entries. It ended up spiking up, so I had some entries in. It ended up spiking up. The candle ended up wicking up the next one. You see, it ended up wicking up here. At that moment, it's like, oh, I might have a bad trade. Good thing I don't have a full position in. Like I have some entries, I don't have them all. But then this thing snapped back and it's like, oh, this just happened. Like in minutes, it spiked up, but then it was going down, 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 down. It's like, oh, it's coming. You start to recognize maybe even when you're in a trade, I can add to this or I can hold this. This is a big trade that I had today on gold at 4,500. It could have been a huge trade because this could have just kept going down, but price shifted. So I mean, it's not like you could take, like I'll take trades right when the market gets to my zones, but I won't just enter a full position right away. Like I'll take some small entries because I have like experience doing that, but I won't always enter a full position. If I do that, it's better to wait. So like 4,500 would be a good level to watch. Expect gold to come back to. It's not just like click buttons when the market gets there. It's watch price around it, because there would be structure there with what I was saying on the daily time frame. Like if we right now daily looks like even sells here. So if you look at daily, it's really showing you like it could potentially come back to the low, which is around 4,500. So it's a good area to watch if we come back to, right? Because it could bounce or react if we do come back into there. 4 hour could be trying to go down. You have, when you go to the 1 hour, yeah, like the 1 hour looks like bearish too. 4 hour looks bearish at the moment. Broke here. We'll probably come in, I think we'll come into that candlestick. Right in here. Yeah, this 4 hour candle, like you see, bearish. This one just opened, it pulled back a bit, This could try to continue down more. Hyperliquid. If I don't know if any of you guys pay attention to that coin. I've told you guys. I told you guys about it when it was at like $22, $26, $28. Look at this coin. Not all cryptos are moving equally right now. So crypto, obviously, something we tend to talk about a lot on these sessions. Cryptocurrency. Not all of you guys are into cryptocurrency. Maybe like half of you guys that come on these sessions are into crypto. Or like 60 to 70% in some cases. There might be 30% sometimes that aren't. And yeah, not every crypto, for those of you guys that are in crypto, understand not every crypto is moving equally right now. Market sentiment is pretty fearful, like getting to like fear again, a fear stage. Bitcoin trading just below $80,000, $77,000, $78,000. And market's close to fear, neutral, right? So if Bitcoin went to like if Bitcoin dropped a couple $1,000s, we would go to fear from the looks of it. Literally, if we dropped a couple $1,000, Bitcoin's price is still its price, 77,000. If we went to 75 or 72, 71, we'd be in fear, right? So if Ethereum went to like 2,000, even, we'd be in fear. So interesting times. Not every crypto is moving equally right now. There's some coins that you might be able to see that are performing. Market cap's down from where it was. It was at like just at like 3 trillion almost the other week. Now we're down on market cap. So yeah, like most crypto is down right now. There's some coins that are moving like this, hyper liquid. Some coins, these, I think the coins right now in times like this where it's like bearish or like the market sentiment, the ecosystem is weaker, bearish, more sentiment. They like to call it like the crypto winter, right? You want to pay attention to even like find those coins that are performing well even in times like this. We got Hyperliquid. Just hit $57, which is like all-time high for this coin. Interesting enough, to say the least. There's not a lot of coins that are like performing well right now, but you might be able to find a little handful, a little basket of those ones that are doing all right despite the overall market. We got hype ripping again here. Yeah, maybe, yeah, fundamental. It's happening off of fundamentals between institutional attention, ETF, all this. Buyback. Could be something though. I like to look for coins like I hold this coin already. I've had it. I've been buying it for months. I've been talking about it since February and even before. I like to look at coins that will do something like this even in times when the market's undergoing like pressure. They might have a little bit of a performance compared to everything else. Even like Ondo pumped up because of, again, like news. A lot of these things are news drivers. Like Ondo was stuck here for a while and ripped up. Most coins, for example, are still like sitting here. I know Jupiter had some movement. There's a lot of coins that are low right now that aren't having really even any movement. They're just dropping lower. They're doing nothing. There's been a few that have had some performance even in this stage, which is like you kind of want to look for that. I know here's another one, for example, Zcash, that is like performing well. Just like we're not talking about 10x coins 10xing and stuff like that. It's like the whole market's pretty much like down, but look at this coin. It's doing well. If you pay attention, week by week, month by month, you might be able to see in here, okay, some coins that are doing all right. They're not doing terrible compared to others. So those might be some to pay attention to, those ones that might be doing better. What did Dash do? Dash, did that move? Where is that? Even this. 24 hours, 12%. What price is this at? $48. Charts are so low. We have some coins on like the year so far compared to where others are that are doing all right. Hype, I think, is, yeah, this one's, to me, for me, like in the spotlight of that. So when you go back to like, the reason I'll bring up a coin like this is because obviously market sentiment, remember what I said at the beginning, market sentiment right now is close to fear, right, overall. When the market goes back to greed, a coin like this would probably be doing very well. When market goes to a greed stage or a bullish stage or a positive sentiment, not a bearish market or a crypto winter. So you have a coin like this, which I've talked about, because like if you look at it since January, it's been going up. It's gone up. I told you guys this was a good coin to have, almost 200% since January. I did tell you guys this was a good coin to have. Might help outweigh some things. And back in February, I was showing you guys how many coins I had holding a good amount of this coin. Despite the market, whole market's down. I'm not sitting here saying, yo, I told you guys this. This is like something we can, some good data, some good information that's like, okay, we have one coin that's in the top 10 performing really well, right? Hyperliquid performing really well. Zcash is also, there's some like that are doing all right. Ondo had a crazy week the other week. I don't know what this coin is, but it's up 27%. Yeah, there's some coins like that's really the shiner right now is Hyperliquid, 44%, 7 days on the week, 17% Zcash. Despite, again, bearish market, okay? This is why this is an interesting coin, because you look at Bitcoin, you compare Bitcoin to this. It's interesting. It's an interesting coin. As you compare the two, now you see Bitcoin with crypto has the most dominance, so everything's not going to go up unless Bitcoin really goes up and then Ethereum goes up and you have that season of bullish rally, bullish market sentiment where it's greed. You look at the chart, so let's see, this is January 19th, so January, that is here. So look at the chart comparison. Interesting. Hyperliquid nearing all-time high, and this coin's in the top 10. Like a lot of you guys should know about it if you're into crypto, because it's in the top 10. It's been there for a while, right? I see it going, it'll go to 3 figures. Like it'll go to $100. I think that's easier for it now. Because Bitcoin's still kind of weak. Like, I mean, Bitcoin, is it expense? It's coming to like fair value, new fair value. It's not cheap. I wouldn't call Bitcoin necessarily cheap, right? It's down. It's bearish. I wouldn't call it cheap. In a sense, there could be a fair value to it, close to that. It's not at that like really cheap. I think 60,000 was cheaper in the 60s, 50s is like cheap, or for like cheap prices. It's not. I wouldn't say Bitcoin's cheap. It's down in a sense. It's a bit weaker, right? So you look at the comparison here. It's an interesting comparison where you got this coin going up. This has been going down. When Bitcoin flips, that's going to be interesting because this coin would probably explode when Bitcoin flips. Wherever this coin is, when that time is. When Bitcoin really flips, or like when the market really flips, Hyperliquid's kind of its own thing. It kind of shows you maybe how, even with Hyperliquid, that it could be kind of its own thing. which is pretty cool. But this could be fundamental news, like pumping it. But it's been rallying. It's not just today. Like today, I had a big day, but look at the last month's comparison. Like today, yeah, there's a 7-day. It's up, but I got the 2 lines marked on the chart here. They're both the same days, January 19th, where it kind of like bottomed out here. Yeah, so like it could be like Solana, like when Bitcoin flips, goes back into a bull stage. Let's say like when Bitcoin goes closer to 175,000, you know, maybe 200K at the max next time. 160, 175, 200 push that rally. Where would this coin be trading at then? When that flip really happens, that bullish time. I've talked about this before. This isn't the first time we've had this discussion for anybody who's tuned in, right? Consistently. I mean, if you've been tuned in since like December. Yeah, like 44, 45 exactly. Yeah. Long term, it's someone said in the chat, Oscar. Yeah, correct. That's like what I see. It's kind of like what I was explaining with the whole daily, how ever since that crash, yeah, like ever since the crash on gold, it's been holding that low, that recovery, right? Could be accumulating, but we've had this discussion before, guys. For anybody who's here, like maybe like, what are you talking about right now? Trust me, like some of you guys know we've talked about this before. I'm not saying crypto's fully bullish right now, but when that flips, there's a lot of positive news like developing with crypto coming. When you look at the next few months as we go into the summertime, there is some things to pay attention to going into June of this year, June 2026, July, up until July 4th, or maybe even the July month. It could even get pushed back, but 65, 67% chance. Is public. Ripple CEO says 80% chance of it getting approved. All this stuff. So there's stuff even happening, like it's not even under the scenes, behind the scenes, but it's kind of quietly happening. It's not in most everyday people's faces, right? If you're into crypto, you probably know about this, right? If you're not into crypto, you might not know about this, right? If you don't really pay attention to crypto news, crypto research, you probably don't know about this stuff, what's happening. Because with the media, with social media, all the news, all the headlines, there's a lot of stuff you might pay attention to outside of this, or what shows on your phone, even what shows on like what your algorithm even shows to you, right? I see this stuff like every day because I'm always looking at like crypto posts, crypto news, crypto research, right? So it's not in everyone's face like it might be for some of us. Some of you guys, this stuff is in your face. You're like, oh yeah, it's odd, but when you have a big world out there, it's not in everyone's face like that. Okay? So yeah, that's interesting news coming soon. I think the next coming months, summer months, are interesting. June, July, pay attention. There's crypto news coming. June, July, like they're doing votes on all this stuff. So interesting times. Could be interesting times ahead, right? Because like how I look at it is, where is the market 6 to 8 months? Let's say even a year. What if it's a year? What if it's 2 years, right? I'm always thinking of the bigger, longer term picture, right? Where's the market 8 months after this news, a year after this news, or 2 years after this news, right? It's exciting for a lot of crypto people. It's not exciting for everyone because, again, this news might be new to some of you guys, right? It's been an ongoing process, though. All right, so the Clarity Act has been an ongoing process since May of last year. So we look, it was introduced to the House May of last year, right? Then we had June of last year, advanced the bill. I mean, July it got passed. But then between September and November, Senate releases discussion drafts. So banking and agriculture committees publish a 182-page draft, public review and industry feedback period. May 1st of this year. Look at the timeline. Isn't that interesting? May of last year. May of this year. So the Senate Banking Committee compromised to reached and strike a deal. Breaks months of deadlocks over stablecoin rules. So then it went into a full markup drafted. Committee vote was expected while House targets July 4th for final signature. All right. So this is interesting stuff. All right. Not to mention, look at like how much we probably have some big headlines before this stuff as well, right? It's big names like crypto. Whenever I talk to Uber drivers that pick me up where I live and stuff, or I go out, people ask, "What do you do?" I always talk about crypto, and they're like, "Oh man, I missed out on that Bitcoin thing. It's expensive now." Like if I talk to full-time like drivers, like full-time drivers that have like black trucks that have like a good car and everything, like drivers, like actual drivers, not just like a Uber X driver. So it's usually the same conversations, like, because I know these conversations, these same people, they have at least some income, some money, but it's usually the same conversation, like, yo, yeah, Bitcoin's expensive, I missed out on that thing, but it's a bigger game now. Like when I talk to everyday people that have careers or good careers, even people have some finances, have money, it's expensive for a lot of people in the sense of one Bitcoin, but it's a bigger game now to where it's heading. It's a much bigger game, right? Like it's not, let me put $100 and get rich off of Bitcoin, right? Let me put $1,000 and, you know, it's a bigger game that you got to understand who's involved in that game. It's not just like everyday average people that bought because their friend told them to, or their neighbor, or their family, or something, or because it was pumping, and because the whole entire market was pumping, and excitement was there, sentiment was there, everybody just bought. It's a bigger game that you got to understand, and if you've been paying attention for the last 2 years, or even the last year, like, you've seen it develop, and what I mean by a bigger game, right? So, interesting stuff. Interesting direction we could be heading with stable coins, these cryptos. Pay attention, especially in these summer months or after July. What if August and September are bearish and give you good entries? August and September, maybe September. Hey, after all this, it gives you good entries to find. Usually, if we look at Bitcoin, all right, and we go to Septembers. So let's look at maybe some Septembers around that season. Let's just mark every September, for example, real quick. We're going to do some little case studies here. All right. I'm going to mark the last few Septembers for you guys, all right, real quick. Because it could give us entries, like crypto could give us entries a bit later on. If, let's say August dumps, let's say if we drop in like August or something, or let's say going into September, we're at some lower prices. We're going to just mark some Septembers, all right? That's what we're going to do here. We're going to mark some Septembers on Bitcoin. Now, some of these Septembers come in at different cycles and different points, right? But the point I'm getting to of September real quick is I've been around. Remember, I've been around in crypto since 2016. Well, when Bitcoin was $1,200. So yeah, 2016, like 2015, a little bit after 2015, like it was 2016. I remember. I knew what crypto was in 2015, but didn't get into it right away. It was only like I saw Bitcoin when it was 300, 500, 700, did nothing. When it was 1,200, I got in. I knew what Bitcoin was at cheaper prices than where I actually got in. True, that's also a fact. Same with Ethereum. I knew what Ethereum was at cheaper prices compared to where I got in and where I really started getting in. I bought some Ethereum at like $70, $80. But I remember discovering Ethereum when it was $20, $30. And then I really bought Ethereum when it was $300. Like I really bought it when it was $300. Some might say luck, timing. I mean, there's like 10 years from now, people that paid attention now people will say you got lucky. Like if you're paying attention now these days, 5-10 years from now, people will say you got lucky. You get in at the price you deserve. So September's interesting times, right? Markets tend to rally. If we go back, we see a huge rally after September here, for example. Right, back in 2020. See a big rally after September. But it provided a big price drop because, like, look at this drop that happened. This was a big drop. Market dropped down 21%. All right? That's a big drop for that time, for that price. You got like a 20% drop there. After September rally, there could be entries to be found going into maybe August, September, towards the end of the year. September is an interesting season because you put some in, you tend to bottom out. Like you can be bearish in that season, but you can bottom out. Like you can see how we rallied here back to all-time highs. This move made every altcoin go. Altcoins were going crazy at that time. I remember that was November 2021. Here, this day, like when Bitcoin was going up here, I had a day, my portfolio changed in 24 hours, $785,000. In this move up, I remember this clearly. In this move up that Bitcoin was making, every coin was flying up. Every coin was pumping at this time. Like everything was going insane. I had a day that I was up $785,000. Like, I mean, you had coins like 3xing, 5xing, everything was pumping up to that point when Bitcoin went from here to here. Interesting time though. But September's the point we're getting to is like what could be coming to. Bracing yourself. Like I'm sharing you guys information that you want to be prepared for. September could bring a rally on Bitcoin potentially after September. So there could still be entries to find depending on what the market does in the next couple months, right? You could drop going into September. August, September tends to be like a bearish season, but it tends to bottom out, right? And then you end up having a rally after. You tend to bottom out. Even here you bottom out a bit, but then you drop down more. If we go back the last couple of years, here, 2023, you can see here Bitcoin drops down 20%, right? Big move, down. And you can see we bottom out in that September. Hyperliquid, the new soul. Hyperliquid, it could be like the new soul. Bottoms out September 2023. 2024 bottomed out in September as well. And then even this year we did bottom out in September. And that rally, that was that final push into bear market which was like this here, which was like this here. So we're in bear market. We've been in that bear market. We could get a bottom out in September. Might get a phase like this, one more phase like this. So what happened? Like that September rallied right up, and then that was the top. The September we had this year rallied, bottomed out, but then that was it. So now we've been in that bear stage. We're going on to like the next September. Oh, I don't think it's gonna be. I think that's where we create the next bottom, like where we'll probably create like the next bottom out, or like that final one, potentially. Still time. Yeah, this September, which bottomed out, but then the FTX happened. There was that candle right there is the FTX. Literally, that candle right there is when FTX collapsed, and everyone was saying Bitcoin's gonna go down. That was the bottom. Really. If you look at the last couple of years, though, like if you look at the last couple of years, you can literally see September's like you've come bearish into them. You have come bearish into those Septembers. Last couple of years, 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. I mean, 5, yeah, like 5, 6 years in a row. Like every year, like pretty much like every year almost. When we look back at it, when we went back to like 2020, you have come bearish into all those Septembers. So that's where it's like entry points long term could be found, maybe even after that or coming into that time, depending on what the market's doing. Interesting times could be ahead. Trust. Gold. Oh, 30 minute is looking like it's going to close bearish. I'm thinking gold goes down. Yeah. Bearish rejection here. I'm not buying up here. Yeah, because like 1 hour. Look at 1 hour. There's like resistance here on the 1 hour. 30 minute bearish candle flipping right now. There could be a possible like even trade like here on gold if it's gonna get those continuations down to like 4,500. That could be possible setup for like London sells possibly. Think buys will come if we get that dump down. We gotta wait for buys personally. I think 5 minute. Yeah, I think like personally by 30 minute looks like it's flipping here, like a break and retest on the 30 minute as well. Could potentially be something for London. It's not like, and it does go with the 4 hour direction as well. It does go with current 4 hour direction as well. You got like 30 minute potentially flipping, 15 minute bearish. We just pulled up, we spiked up, 15 minutes engulfing. If this 15 minute closes bearish, could be a possible like entry here for gold. 30 minute could continue potentially down. That's what I'm seeing. We tapped into like that 1 hour area. But y'all, we're going to be streaming a little bit up until May 25th, May 26th, May 27th. Organize everything for the new website, guys. All right. It's coming out literally within the next week. Make sure you guys are showing up May 25th, May 26th, May 27th. All right. So you get all the details, all the information about the website launch. If you're an Inner Circle member, and you have full upgrade to Inner Circle Elite, you'll be getting added to the website, an email where you can create your own password and log in. You can log in just through the website like this. All right. I'll just use this guy's for now. I just logged out of mine. Wait, let me log. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, my bad. So, Give me a minute. Yeah, so make sure you guys are locked in next week. All right, May 25th, May 26th, May 27th. Make sure you guys don't miss those calls. Really, really important calls. All right, because there's going to be a lot of value inside this website, a lot of information. And if you're not a part of the website, you're going to miss out on a lot of things, a lot of cool features, a lot of cool services, and just what I do here on a daily basis on YouTube. All right, so we got the whole classroom loading, the whole new courses coming, and where I'm going to be live streaming, guys. I'm not going to be live streaming here on YouTube as much as you've seen me over the last few months. If you guys, I don't know how many hours I've streamed over the last few months, but if you guys go look, there's a lot of live streams. I'm not going to be doing the daily live streams on YouTube like I have been. They're all going to be here on the new website. That's what we've been preparing for. All right. So live streams are going to be done here. Make sure you guys show up May 25th, May 26th, May 27th. All right. Yeah, gold currently looking more bearish, guys. I think we will drop. Dollar does have a bit of bullish momentum as well. 30-minute. When you look at the 30-minute chart right now, there could be one more move down. Like it's doing a break and retest here on the 30-minute. When you're looking at like the chart right now, line chart helps maybe see it a bit if you're not used to always like the candles. But if you go on like the 1 hour, you mix a couple time frames here together, even 15-minute. Look at the 15-minute right now. It's an engulfing candle. The last candles went up, went up, went up. This one spiked all the way up and then rejected with a wick really quickly. And now this one's engulfing. Next candle could continue. And that's where like the 30-minute starts to look like a bit clear. Where it's like, oh, the 30-minute's also break and retesting. That could continue down, right? So I still do see gold coming down to like 4,500 potentially. All right, making that move down potentially to 4,500. Not just jump. If it comes to 4,500, I wouldn't just jump in buys. I would monitor price, keep an eye on it. Dollar is strong right now. Dollar is breaking out at the moment. So if dollar keeps this up, you'll get that move there down to the downside. But yeah, guys, new website's on the way. Some of you guys journal, some of you guys don't journal. If you're on the calls we just did, we did a 3-day lessons, 3-day little boot camp. Me and one of my students, Giorgio, we just did a 3-day boot camp. We did 3 lessons. He talked about how he journals and how it takes him some extra work, something that people don't do. If you don't journal, this is going to help you journal your trades. We're going to have videos on that explaining why journaling is important and how you can do it, right? One of my students just explained how they journal, right, on a weekly, monthly basis, their trades and everything, how they do it on Excel. So for someone like them, this is going to help them out a lot. It's going to save them some time, and it's just going to be more effective, more efficient for him. All right, so we got a lot of stuff coming, guys, rolling out in the next week. There's nothing posted here yet, but you're going to see a lot of stuff when you guys join, because we're getting it all ready this week for the launch right now. All right, so like I said, 25th, 26th, 27th, guys, don't miss those dates. May 25th, 26th, 27th. Yeah, it's looking like break and retest on gold. You could, like I said, you could potentially get like a move down if that area holds. Like 30-minute looks like it might close bearish, so it might have like entries in this area. Stop loss above here. If it's going to go down to 4,500, that's like the potential trade. If you're going to get those sells, that's like the potential move, right, that it could make down. And dollar's breaking out at the moment, so it looks like dollar's going to stay a bit stronger here. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Going to be streaming for our New York session. Or if I see something on the charts, if I see a signal or something, I'm probably going to pop back on. If I see a signal, if I see something, if there's an active trade, if I send a signal, if you're inside the inner circle, I sent a trade yesterday. I've been taking some losses here and there, and not every trader is gonna win every single trade. That's one thing I want you guys to understand. There's seasons where you'll win some trades, you'll lose some trades. We even talked about it today on the call, right? Today was a banger trade, though. If you caught today's trade, that thing was a pretty elite trade. Pretty fire. I'm waiting for the next setup. Might be New York session. We'll see. Not in any trade right now. The trade that I think might take, like, it's not my favorite style of entry right now for a signal, but I could see this potentially like dropping. We've had some rejection here. It could try to close bearish under 40, under 25 as well, 45.25. But that's looking like 30 minutes looking like more like break and retest style here on the market. This candle could close bearish. Next candle could potentially wick up and try to continue down. That's what I'm seeing right now on gold, at least. We'll be live later. I'm going to wrap this up for the night here. London session. We jumped on about an hour ago, guys. All right. Gold looking like it could come down to 4,500. 4 hours bearish. Daily's bearish at the moment. Yeah, that 4 hours bearish there. I even said when I got on. I even said if you take notes, if you're taking notes, when I got on, I even said like next 4 hour could wick up, potentially go down, make continuations. If you go look at what I said when I got on, the beginning of the stream, I talked about the 4 hour, how it could try to wick up, go down the four, because this candle is bearish, it engulfed. It's like this candle is gonna have more like continuation of that momentum. There's a break and retest there happening, so yeah, I could potentially see gold dropping back down, like I said, to 4,500, which is still over like 200 pip move if it makes that move. I'm gonna wrap it up though. All right, gonna wrap it up for the night here. Got some chicken wings, about to eat. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. And sells, Christian, you win some, you lose some. And yeah, the one thing, like, I went on a pretty big win. I went on like a 6-month period where it was just like winning. Market was trending fast most of those months. And now market's slowed down, so I have to slow down the pace of trades. Like what I was doing in March, or what I was doing September, October, November, December, January, it didn't work in March, right? Like there was trades that worked, trades that didn't work. It didn't work as much in March and April. And then so that's why I've slowed down with signals, because when you get to points like that, where one thing you guys got to understand is like one trader is not always going to win every season. So September, October, November, December, up to January, February, it was like the same type of market conditions, and then things really changed in March. I would say middle of February going into March. So I had trades that won, I had trades that lost. I had winning trades, I had losing trades, right? Even this month, I've had some winning trades, I've had some losing trades. If you guys remember, like 2 weeks ago, I won 6 trades in a row. About like 2-3 weeks ago, 6 trades in a row. I won back-to-back entries, take profits hit. And then, yeah, I've had some losing trades, so it happens. Like, that's why I've slowed down with signals, because if I keep sending signals how I was trading in September, October, November, December, January, February, with a slower market condition, it's not going to be as effective. So I'm probably, for these months, like May, June, July, August, until like maybe get some fine tuning, like going to just probably send like 2-3 signals a week, right? And keep it more conservative for the setups, instead of like how I was used to going like 1 to 2 a day. There's just seasons for traders. Like there's times where I'm rolling out like 1 trade a day, 2 trades a day, and then there's times where it's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna take maybe 1 trade every other day, more conservative. So plus, like I haven't been streaming as much and doing like signals as much, because rolling out the website, right? I'm waiting for the website to come out, so everything could just all be in one place now. Just waiting for the new things to come out. It's a lot of work behind the scenes. Oh yeah, gold just dropping a bit. Yeah, 30-minute looks like it's gonna go down. Silver looks bearish too. Oil's going up, dollar's going up. You had some engulfings, like this engulfed. This engulfed. Had some engulfing candles, and now, like right now, an engulfing candle's happening literally on the 30-minute, 15-minute engulfed. You had interesting price action behavior there. You had like 1, 2, 3 candles, and then this one spiked up, creates a wick. Next candle's dumping already. Nice break and retest happened there on the 30-minute. Yeah, 4,500 probably on the way for gold. From looks of it. Yeah, and like if it gets there, I'm not gonna just buy when it gets there, guys. I'm gonna monitor price, watch, like still gonna be patient, like when it comes down to 4,500. I'm just gonna jump into buys. All right. But yeah, I'm out. I'll see everybody next stream. All right. I'm gonna see everybody next stream. Next phase is loading. Make sure you guys tap in. All right. Don't miss the next phase, because hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people leveled up in the first phase. Experienced breakthrough shifts. Like we had someone that joined 2 days ago, messaged us and said, literally, I joined 2 days ago. Watch the videos. Well, watch some of the videos, not even all the videos, and my perspective has completely changed in 2 days. People will join in a couple days, in a week, their perspective will get changed on the market, which is the crazy thing. Like that's what some of you guys don't even. Some of you guys joined, and some of you guys paid for this mentorship, access to my information, knowledge, and a lot of people forget like their perspectives changed in literally the first week, the first days, right? That's the breakthrough. Like don't change that information, right? Stay consistent, stay disciplined, right? As the countless messages I get from people who will literally watch a couple of videos and be like, damn, my perspective has changed now. It happens every day. It happens every time someone joins. Every week someone joins. 2 people joined today, and someone joined 2 days ago. There's a couple people, 2 people joined today. There's a couple people that joined a couple days ago. And literally, they messaged me on WhatsApp and literally said, yo, literally 2 days in. What's the message? I'll read it right now. Let me see here. Crazy. Maybe I can pull it up if I can find it real quick. But literally, I got a lot of them. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, bro, like literally I'm checking out the videos. Literally, this person joined 2 days ago, bro. I'm checking out the videos. I'm having a complete different perspective towards trading now. It's amazing. I've learned so much rather than getting clarity on so many concepts, skimming, surface. It's interesting stuff, man, how people's perspectives get changed in a couple of days with watching some videos. It shows you a lot of people in trading don't master the basics. So it's like the basics, the foundations of things, just basic stuff, market structure, candlesticks, just understanding of behavior. Like you put time into those things, you'll see a real benefit from it if you really like take time to master the basics. And it's like basics. It's such a word, such a cliche word, right? That's like, oh, it's basic, right? I need something advanced. I need something super advanced that's complicated to, one, apply and understand and even backtest. If something is really complicated to backtest, like you can't really backtest it effectively or even see it in real time, that might not be worth even trying to trade, right? There could be simple things that you can apply that might just tweak. Oh yeah, that break and retest happened. Yeah, we're going down, lads. I said it in the beginning of the session. It looks like it's going to go down. Looks like it's going to dump. I got a lot of head and shoulders on gold. Like there's a head and shoulders up here. Gold be forming different head and shoulders. There's one literally here. Yeah, it's probably gonna, it could like literally back to here. 4,500. It could do another break and retest. Like, it's gonna break this low. It could literally try to do like another break and retest, potentially like one more. But it's looking like it's gonna drop. I'm out though, guys. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Remember, it's May 21st right now. So what does that mean? May 25th, May 26th, May 27th. There's not that many days. It's actually right around the corner. All right. So we're gonna be pretty active in June, July inside the inner circle. June, July, up until August. We're gonna be really active on the live streams, the orientation of things, the foundation, the lessons. All right. All June, all July, all August, up until September. We're gonna be very, very active. All right. So make sure you guys are tapped in. The next couple months, we're gonna be having some good lessons, some good sessions, good trades, good experiences. And there's some big things coming. Make sure you guys are tapped in the 25th, 26th, 27th, because all the details are going to be on those calls. All right. Could be another break and retest. All right. Could be another break and retest. That ends up forming. For buys, you got to wait. Don't chase the buys because there's big buys loading. There's long-term buys loading, and those are setting up like in the next months. Like, you don't want to chase every buy. Buys, sit on your hands, be patient. Wait for the right prices. We went over some information the last 3 days. Talking about things like wait for the right prices, give yourself time between in and out of your trades. Right? Like one of the rules, I did a 3-day class with one of my students, right? And people were asking about rules and stuff. What do you do when you take a loss? Well, one of my students even said when they lose a trade, they don't trade the next day. So let's say if they lost, let's say they were trading Monday and they saw a setup and the trade setup didn't work on Monday and they lost that trade, they wouldn't trade the next day, right? So that's an important rule, right? If you lose a setup, you don't have to trade 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later, an hour later. You could trade the next day, or you don't even have to trade the next day. You could take a day off, come back to the market with a fresh mindset, fresh risk, right? Take a day off and come back to the market the next day. Or even if it's a certain point in the week, like let's say it's Wednesday and you lose a trade. It's like, all right, I'm going to come back next week because there's always going to be next week. So impatience, over trading, right? Because it doesn't take, like, one thing. If you're on the calls we did 3 calls, right? If any of you guys are on those calls, right, that we did, they're not posted on YouTube, right? If you're in the WhatsApp group, they were posted in there. If you're in Inner Circle Discord, it's on live sessions as well. On those 3 calls, we showed you guys, for example, it doesn't take a lot of setups to multiply an account. It takes good setups with the right risk, coordinated risk, right? We talked about that on those calls, right, with those account flips. So it doesn't take a lot of trades. It doesn't take trading every day. It takes 1 trade a week, 1 good trade in the week, right? 2 max. You might lose a trade. Maybe you can take another trade in the week, but 2 max, having your risk defined for you. I'm making some good structural videos on this for the Inner Circle today as well. Like, there's going to be some good videos literally on this topic that we're talking about right now, on this in here, right? There's going to be different topics, new topics as well, right? There's going to be new topics. Some of the topics that were viewed a lot, like some of the topics that were like viewed a lot, that people liked the most, are going to get, even remade again as well. Like this trade recap section this whole trade breakdown section is literally like a full, this right here could teach you just a lot about trading, just here, right? These trade breakdowns. One of them is a crazy trade on Solana, like an $80,000 trade. I showed it live too. Like I showed the trade live, floating in profit, $70,000 live account. I show the whole account. I was up. I think I was up heavy that month too. That was a good month. I was up $158,000 in 7 days when I made that video. That was good times. That literally that trade right there was a $70,000 trade breakdown. Crazy trade. Hype. There's a crazy trade on hype right now. So even just like some of these sections alone, like the information value in them is literally worth a while, I would say. So there's going to be a lot more stuff coming, new topics, and just the way we present the sessions will be done a bit differently at times. All right, but yeah, I'll see you guys next stream though. Gold, not any trades right now. I'm just waiting. I'm staying patient, waiting for the next entry, staying patient. Had a good trade New York session. It was a solid entry, like crazy entry point there at 4,500 flat. Wish it just kept going down and ended up reversing quickly. It's all good. Those moves happen in New York. We're rolling it out, folks. It's the 21st, all right? Remember I said today's the 21st? 25, 26, 27. Well said, I need to slow down too. Yeah, December was crazy. January's crazy. Yeah, like what you have to understand, whatever trader or influencer you're looking at out there, you might be following some other trader or influencer out there too. Let's not even talk about me. Let's talk about maybe your favorite trading influencer out there, mentor, guru, someone out there. Every trader is going to lose trades. And they're not going to win 100% of the time. It just wouldn't work. And there's going to be seasons where maybe depending on the market trend, the market environment, maybe even how they're feeling, their energy, where their risk is towards, like they might perform better some months than others, right? It's just trading. Like I went on a 6 month, like last year I went on a 6 month win streak. So there's a period where you might be even used to winning or used to trading a certain way where it's like, okay, let me slow things down, confine the risk a bit more, because I was used to taking 2 trades a day, right? Now it's like, okay, I got to slow it down, take maybe 1 every other day. Maybe one a day, slow it down a little bit in these months. It took February to learn that. So for me, it took February and March to kind of learn that, right? Those months. So coming to April, May, slowed it down. A lot of it's because I've had time with this, working on this and stuff. So working on other things too, recording a lot of other things as well. But it's, yeah, like for every trader, like, because man, in March I was getting harassed. In March and April I was getting harassed. Like March and April, you know, the amount of the people that had like so much criticization, negativity towards me, it was insane. It was like, and it's like, yo, it's just trading, right? Eventually we're going to be able to talk about all this stuff and learn from it and reflect. And you don't get better unless you refine and you learn from situations like that, right? So yeah, like at times you need to slow it down. I slowed it down because the market, how the market is, it's not going so fast right now, right? So slowing it down one setup at a time as well. That happens. So, I mean, every trader, you might go on a 3-4 month win streak. You might go like, I don't know, maybe for some of you, January, February, March, and April were fire, and then May comes and you have like a bad May. Or maybe certain seasons, right? I mean, the markets, depending on what you're trading right now, it might be slow. These months, usually like April, May, June, don't have like crazy trends like these trends. Or frick, March had like these moves down, right? Or like these. For the last 2 years, I've been literally like gold, like the way I've been teaching you guys, like how we gotta remember gold is going up a lot. People are like, why are you always taking buys? It's like, because the last like 2 years, holy, the way I was trading gold was just, you gotta understand, like with everything I know, everything I've taught you guys, imagine like what I was doing just the last 2 years of this thing. It was pretty easy to say the least in that time frame. But yeah, you come to certain months where it's like, okay, you gotta adapt to certain things at times. Slow down. Like it's not always trading. You gotta adapt, slow down, chill. So today I came out. I went with this trade. I waited. I was waiting. I saw this trade. I waited. I was like, this is a good setup. Banger. Boom. Sometimes it's like even slowing it down a bit. Right? Someone even said in the chat. But I'm out. That's my TED Talk today. Like last week when I took some L's, people were saying some crazy stuff even too. I was like, oh man. If you're day trading, like for example, like how I trade, think about it. I'm pretty active all around. If I only sent like 2 trades a week, it would be different. But if you're saying 1 to 2 trades a day on average, there's gonna be like losses in there. Like that's a lot of trades. 1 trade a day is a lot. Like some of you guys might see flips. So for example, if you're on the calls, right, like flips happen with the right setup. Like if you get a flip, like if you're on the calls that we did, right, we, like I said, the 3-day calls, those flips my student was showing wasn't done from trading every day. It was done from maybe taking 1 trade a week, 2 maximum on average. 1 trade, 2 trades a week on average. So it wasn't done from day trading, right? Those flips. Some weeks maybe not even trading, right? So to flip an account, it's not about trading every day. It could be 1 setup a week. You have the right setup, the right risk, and you can flip that account. We showed that, again, those 3 calls, we showed that today. If you guys missed those 3 calls, they were really important, right? So May 25th, May 26th, May 27th, if you missed those calls, make sure you're in the WhatsApp group. All right, links in the description of this video.